Hello, I'm Dr. Hannah Capon. This is Luna, and I am founder of Canine Arthritis Management, an online educational resource for owners of arthritic dogs. I'm here to talk about lifestyle changes that can have a really big impact on your dog's pain state and potentially the progression of the disease. And today I'm going to talk about thresholds. What do I mean by thresholds? Well, we all have them. They might be our front door, our back door. It's between rooms. It's basically an entrance into the house or into a different room. And what we often don't realise is that they can be quite an obstacle for our dog, for our arthritic dog. Let's take a common scenario. Many of us have those white PVC door frames with the little, white step that's at the base of it, that little threshold step. And there might be about half a foot step up, over, and then there's probably a few inches the other side to step onto the surface of, say, the kitchen or the hallway. So you've got quite an obstacle to try and step over. You've got some height and you've got some width. Now, let's think about this. If we have an arthritic dog and they have painful joints or joint, and they have found it painful to bear weight through that leg and to use that leg. So over time, they haven't used it as much as they should do. So bear this in mind. A dog will carry 30% of weight on each forelimb and 20% of their body weight on each hind limb. So say they had knee arthritis or hip arthritis, they will shift some of that body weight to, say, the forelimbs or to the other hind limb. And over time, if they're not using that limb to its full potential, to its full capability, what it was designed to be used for, they start losing muscle. They start losing strength of ligaments and tendons. And they also do something else. They start losing the ability to know where that leg is in space and time. And that's called something called proprioception. And let me explain it. For me, to know that my finger is above my head, near enough, I have got loads and loads of signals from all throughout my arm, my shoulder, my neck, my whole body, sending information to my brain saying, her finger's above her head because her arm's in this position, her neck's in this position, her back's in this position. Our brain is amazing. So it's taking all of this information from my joints, from my muscles, from my joint capsules, from my skin. Loads and loads of bits of information is coming to my brain and saying, your finger is above your head. Now, if I have muscle mass loss, if I have joint capsule, which is what surrounds the joint, has become thickened and it's not as flexible, if I've lost tendon and ligament strength, I'm not going to have as much of those signals reaching my brain. So I might think that is above my head because I haven't got so much information from my brain to bring it all together and go, that's above the head. I will have a pixelated story and I'll probably believe that is above my head because I have lost my proprioceptive skills, because I haven't used this arm as much and it started to lose muscle mass, ligament strength, tendon strength, etc. So now let's go back to the thresholds. That dog, to clear that threshold cleanly, comfortably and safely, has got to make sure that they not only pick up their foot and cover the distance and place it appropriately over the other side. Now that's going to take quite a lot of coordination as well as strength to do so. So they've got to pick up, judge the height and the width and the safety of the surface beyond. So if they've got less information coming from that limb, there is a big chance they won't pick it up high enough and they'll clip. They won't be able to stretch over the threshold far enough and they might clip. They might place the foot and not realise that the surface isn't actually that safe and slip. So you have to think about these thresholds. They could become quite a challenge to your dog. So what I would suggest that you do is first of all look around your house. Where are their thresholds and how complex are they? Are they difficult? And then I would watch your dog doing them. And if they're doing them at speed, remember what I've said before, it might be their coping strategy. So ask them to walk over that threshold slowly and look how they do it. If it is a bit of a challenge to them, think about modifying it. Because if they do trip, slip, stumble, then think about it. If they are catching that weak back leg, they're going to end up throwing all of their weight onto their other limbs, through their back, into their neck, and going to create other sources of pain and discomfort, and we don't want that. So go and look at your thresholds and see whether they need to be modified to make them safer for your dog. Till next time.